A very good evening all, I'm Nikki and this is the Tuesday night edition of Vision of Asia. Welcome to our daily South Asian news segment. We continue to bring several highlights from our community reflecting upon the voice, identity and interests of our people living here in the United States. Again, we reach out to all our viewers and many advocates and public speakers that are constantly advocating for important issues and also raising awareness for our cultural heritage and traditions. Remember, connect with us on events@itvgold.com if you have something to share with your fellow South Asians. We continue again to reach out for more comments on President Donald Trump's ongoing impeachment hearing and more on South Asian political voice of 2020. So do email us. Before beginning tonight's episode, which also comprises of our ongoing a look back at 2019 in review, a quick shout out now for New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, a strong media affiliate of the ITV Gold Parikh Worldwide Media team. Governor Murphy today signed tuition legislation for children of H-1B visa holder to qualify for an in-state tuition at public institutions for higher education. This legislation will be a great help for Indians in the U.S. as they are the largest contingent of H-1B visa holders with children pursuing academics in this country. Governor Murphy said that he is proud to sign a legislation which helps students achieve their education goals, pursue a successful future, and also live their dreams in their new home state, New Jersey. Congratulations again to the entire office of Governor Murphy. Email us if you are a South Asian student who will be benefiting from this new legislation. It's now time to start tonight's episode. Let's take a look at the current headlines coming in. Thousands rise and roar at the 4th Annual Women's March 2020 Women March Alliance in New York City. Indian Americans comment on Indian government's Citizenship Amendment Bill in New Jersey. A lot on the other side of the break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Nikki and you are watching the Tuesday night edition of Vision of Asia. Beginning the show tonight, one of our biggest recent stories for this week. Let's take a look at the highlights coming in from 4th Annual Women's March organized by Women's March Alliance in New York City at the Columbus Circle. Continuing the tradition of marching for justice and equality, this year saw thousands of women, men and children come out to New York City with the theme of Rise and Roar, a call for justice, peace, change and equality. We were proud to be the representative for South Asian media at this rally, which saw all diverse backgrounds, pioneer leaders and also well-known activists come together and advocate for reproductive rights, equal liberties, justice for all, with a message that future is female, to join together unified voices of women and allies with support of millions of women across the world who march to amplify for rights of women. Bringing to you our coverage, the march saw many discussions on immigrant rights, domestic violence, 2020 presidential elections, and much more. Let's take a look at the beginning highlights reflecting much on educating and raising awareness about dignity and respect for all women who rise and roar for their rights.
Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa.
Hello everyone, you are watching ITV Gold and I'm your host Aditi Lamu with cameraman Rajabhati, and today, on a very cold but very spirited day in New York City, we are here at the Columbus Circle by Central Park. Today is Women's March Alliance 2020 4th Annual Women's March for this year. Right now behind me, thousands and thousands of men and women, lots and lots of women have come out to support for equal rights, equal justice, reproductive rights, gender equality, and so much more to truly advocate our voice. If you see right behind me, thousands of women are holding play cards to banners to so much more just to empower themselves. Today we saw speakers, we saw some prevalent leaders, and we saw thousands and thousands of women. Right behind me is a whole huge rally that is here to support what women really truly mean. So stay tuned with us.
And I think today's about celebrating womanhood and woman power, but it's not a coincidence we're here for Elizabeth Warren. She's the best candidate for the damn job. That's why we're here.
As a woman, what matters to you this year, especially with elections being so prevalent, and for the fact that right now people are saying in the White House we don't have the most friendly, women-oriented, president?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a huge Warren supporter. I believe that she's got doable plans for all that's ailing this country right now. And, I work in education. Education is really important to me, but I'm also really interested in rooting out all the corruption that's going on all levels in this country. And I think she's got the experience and all the plans to do that.
Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Donald Trump has got to go, hey, hey, whoa, whoa.
Equality, big deal, right? Could you give your comments as a woman so more people hear why we all need to be treated and, affected equally?
Sure. I think this is a really important Women's March. Nothing has changed. We're still here. The other side of my sign actually says it's 2020. Why are we still doing this? I just think it's important that we all realize that we are equal. This isn't even just about women. It's being every single person should be equal. We need to be treated in a society as equal counterparts.
Stand before you to roar against systemic oppression. This country was founded on white supremacy and patriarchy. Black women, we have been oppressed for 400 years, and I roar against that.
How is it feeling now that you see such a huge, diversity here, and also you see so many women from all diverse backgrounds really truly come and empower each other? How are you feeling today in New York?
I am so excited about the intersectionality, because sometimes when we think of feminism, we only think of our white counterparts, but we can't be ignored. Asian women cannot be ignored. Black women cannot be ignored. And I'm excited that we're standing in unison today.
Shavana, a lot of the topic of conversation today is about equal justice, equal rights, women's empowerment, helping women from sexual and domestic violence, to the fact that we're really talking about reproductive rights, which is the biggest thing. What are some of your comments in that regards, and where Black Lives Matter stands in terms of really providing it for the women and being that resource as well?
Well, my position in Black Lives Matter, I'm moving towards legislation. I'm actually a candidate for United States Congress in the Bronx, New York 15, because I know that nothing happens for our communities unless we have legislation in place. Like, what people don't know about Black Lives Matter is they think we're only here for police brutality, but we stand on the front lines for women's reproductive rights. I spoke at the Stop the Bans rally, for the first immigration rally that happened in New York since the Trump administration. Black Lives Matter Greater New York, we were there. So my goal is to go down to Congress and represent all people of color and who have been marginalized.
It's important for all women to stand beside Black women. Because if there's an attack against one of us, there's an attack against all of us. The hardships and the struggles of this nation affect us the most. Environmental justice affects women of color. Housing justice affects Black women and other women of color. Gender gap
We have now more comments on the ongoing issues and struggles that surely has seen the entire Indian global diaspora give its take while addressing chaos back home in India. We are talking about the Citizenship Amendment Bill, much discussed here on ITV Gold platform this month. Currently, protests against the bill by a certain section of communities in India is continuing to take place in various parts of the country, majorly seen in New Delhi. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that according to him, a certain section of Indian youth is being misguided about the Citizenship Amendment Act and asserted that it will not take away anyone's citizenship. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that whoever has faith in India and believes in the Constitution can become an Indian citizen, and asked for the support of Indians towards his decision and the decision of the Indian government, which grants a pathway to citizenship of religious minority groups from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Let's take a look at the community leaders here in New Jersey have said in regards to this bill and its impact on the global narrative for Indians.
Millions of Hindus died during that process, and millions of people migrated to India at that time. Now these people have been living in India, some of them maybe even now in refugee camps, and some of them, most of them, they do not have any legal documents like passports, identification papers, like Aadhaar card, and their life has been miserable because they have no identities. And they have fled the religious persecution. Now there has been widespread opposition to this Amendment Act in India on the ground that why other communities like Muslims have not been included. Some of the other minority groups have not been included. Some of the people object why Muslims have not been included and other people have not been included. It is for obvious reasons, because original people who belong to India, or they were forced to leave their homelands at the time of partition. Now, normally a country would not permit, if they persecute its own people, then it is their internal matter for the respective governments. And for people to come to India, path of Indian citizenship is open to all the people belonging to all the religion if they follow the due process of law as prescribed in the Citizenship Act and in the Foreigners Act and under the Passport Act. So apparently we do not see why such a big opposition and hue and cry has taken place, why violence at such a large scale has taken place. And as a person, I would personally feel that no one has a right to destroy public properties. Without even having proper knowledge about the things, and it is, and any government, all the governments in the world, they have a right to manage their country in the best possible way, in the best interest of their citizenship. Courts are there, judicial systems are there, international community is there. If any government commits such excesses, they would always register their protest in a very peaceful manner, or they would communicate their disagreements to other countries. So, in my opinion, this Citizenship Amendment Act is absolutely right, and it should stand the test of judicial scrutiny under Article 14 of the Constitution.
Okay, so I'm not the expert about it, but what I heard, read, and seen on TV, videos, media, and through newspapers, I see it is pretty straight and simple act, which actually prevents and protects all the citizens and decides who will be the to-be citizens. So it is not a very big deal per me. I can see only couple of things which are contagious, which people think, but those are also very clear-cut articulated. where it talks about on the basis of religion, if somebody wants to join and come to India, they will have some rules to follow, and then which are very clearly articulated. I don't see that is again discriminating anyone. And as always, anybody wants to become Indian citizen, they're always welcome. Follow the rule, follow the procedure, and you will be an Indian citizen.
After the break, we bring to you our 2019 in review with much on South Asians. Stay with us on Vision of Asia. Welcome back. You are tuned into Vision of Asia. This is another edition of our special ongoing, a look back at 2019 in review, featuring top stories of recognitions of South Asians from last year. 2019 New York City South Asian Film Festival, presented by Toyota, was definitely one successful event in the year 2019. The first of its kind, produced by Jingo Media, the film festival featured 24 feature films and shorts with several timely and relevant themes impacting the South Asian community. Kicking off the festival was the screening of Bollywood movie The Sky is Pink, starring Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Farhan Akhtar. The screening was graced by film's director, writer, and national award-winning filmmaker and producer Shonali Bose. Here are the headlines.
New York Indian Film Festival has shown Margarita with a Straw and Amu, both Shonali's films, and I was delighted to introduce her to Jitin for this film, which is just phenomenal. So bravo to Shonali for all three films. And this one should do really well if it's screened again. I believe it's already been all over the tri-state area. I hope more people get to see it.
It is just one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. It's uplifting, it's honest, it's deep, it's layered. It seems like it would be like sad, but it is not. It is just human. It is just a beautiful human film.
We grow and we thrive. This is the first time there's an accurate representation of our lives. And I want to thank you. I'm forever grateful of showing what our lives look like, all the joy, all the pain. It's beauty. That's why we're here.
And it was really great to see how well the story was told, and that there, like Jody said, that there is beauty with illness, and it is a rare disease, and so people don't hear about it. But when we do, we make connections with other patients, and it really our community is a family, and this is great for our community.
She writes beautifully, and then she takes that script and makes it into such a powerful, believable, even though it takes time and you're watching every moment. I thought it was extraordinary.
What a terrific audience, amazing audience. I wish more people like this had gone into the theaters bloody and helped my box office.
Let's take a look at a segment featuring former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, on her book, With All Due Respect, Defending America with Grit and Grace. An Indian American, Ambassador Haley is an American diplomat and politician widely known for her forthright manner and confident representation of America's interests. Presenting much on topical issues and social norms that impact Americans, she places her full commitment into this book by reflecting on much bridging gaps between America's division. Let's take a look at a story where Nikki Haley discussed much on tackling gun violence, racism, and the essence of all that divides our communities. Let's take a look.
Are you planning to run in 2024 for president?
So this is the thing. I'm going to be honest with you here, just like I was honest in the book. The key is you have to believe me when I say this, because I think that's the hard. So I've never been that person who thought 5 years and 10 years out. I just wasn't. That was my sister. My sister was like that. I was never like that. I really took to heart my parents and what they said to me, and they always said, whatever you do, be great at it and make sure people remember you for it. And so anything I did, from the corporate world to being governor was I would throw myself into a job and just do the very best that I could. And when I did, doors would open. And that was the lesson that I had to learn to push through the fear. Because so many times when a challenge comes in front of us, we take a step back. And I taught myself to push through the fear. And what you find when you do that is you're so much stronger when you make it to the other side. If I didn't push through the fear, I never would have ran against a 30-year incumbent in a primary. If I didn't push through the fear, I certainly would not have become governor. If I didn't push through the fear, I wouldn't have, even considered the job of ambassador. And so I've always found that when you push and set yourself up for success, then things happen. A year is a lifetime in politics. So it would be a waste of energy for me to think about 24 at this point. Instead, what I want to do is just do everything I'm doing really well now and just see if doors open. And then we'll find out.
It's time for the short break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia. Look back at 2019 in review. We'll be right back. Welcome again. You are watching Vision of Asia, and this is our special edition, a look back at 2019 in review, bringing to you our last take on top stories of last year. Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation's very successful 2019 gala, The Future of India, was held at Gotham Hall in New York City. The foundation proudly raised $3.1 million for its program to eradicate illiteracy from India, providing education to the most underserved and tribal children of India. The foundation is now a recipient of the Gandhi Peace Prize, one of the highest honors of Government of India, with its focus on holistic development of Indian villages. Let's take a look at highlights from Future of India Gala, featuring our conversation with key Ekal individuals, donors, and Bollywood playback singer Shibani Kashyap.
Everyone, you are here watching us at the Ekal Vidyalaya 2019 Gala at the Gotham Hall, and I have the privilege and honor of having to my left Bollywood playback singer, the Hatha of the nation, Shibani Kashyap, and with us our grand chairman of ITV Gold and Parry Global Media, Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Thank you so much for joining us on ITV Gold. Dr. Parikh, I have to ask the beautiful lady next to us, Ekal Vidyalaya, Shibani, is such an incredible charity. Millions of children are being helped. And today you're really going to bring Bollywood to the stage. How are you feeling today? And, how important do you think it is for Bollywood celebrities to really showcase, so much support and love?
Hi, Aditi. Thank you so much for having me on ITV Gold. And thank you so much, Dr. Parikh. Lovely meeting both of you. Yes, I'm very excited and very honored that, I'm a part of something which is such a lovely charity, such a noble cause. And I think Bollywood is not just about entertainment. We should think beyond ourselves. And this is one way to give back to the society and also meet like-minded people like all of you. Everyone's here in support of this lovely mission, this lovely charity in this gorgeous grand place called Gotham Hall. Yeah, so it's fun, and being interviewed by such a, vivacious, gorgeous girl like you, Aditi, and meeting such an amazing person like Dr. Parikh. Yeah, it's fun. Really, really nice.
Dr. Parikh, it's amazing having such amazing Bollywood celebrities speak so humbly. Talk to me about how important it is for us to show them supporting, these amazing causes and bring them to media, especially for a, foundation like Ekal. What are your thoughts? Because you've been with Ekal, and you're a huge supporter of Bollywood. You're a huge supporter of artists. So I want to get your thoughts on how you're seeing everything come together.
Well, Ekal Vidyalaya is a great organization, and not only that, but now it's 18 years old and has 100,000 schools in the tribal area. And it started at my home in 2001. And now it is such a big organization. We all should support it because education is very important, particularly in the tribal area, because those children, if you don't educate them, they end up in being an Naxalite, or they end up being a terrorist. So it is very important, and I request Shivani, like a person who from the Bollywood stars, celebrities, to help us to promote Ekal Vidyalaya and promote the good cause and help the poorest of the poor in India.
Well, that is all for tonight's episode. Remember to send us your suggestions and get your voices and organizations on our show. Email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. You can also now subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch many of our popular shows for free. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.